think these restricted rates on these cars.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to convince NASCAR that this ain't fun, I'll tell you. Now, there are the first three. It is Davey Allison, Terry Labonte, and Mark Martin. And what do you think's going?
Morgan Shepherd is... I thought he was slowing down, but there's another car. Oh.
Well, Morgan has definitely lost the draft of those front three cars. And has almost lost his chance to win.
Apparently, Morgan Shepherd has radioed his crew saying, I give up. The Fords are too strong. Well, he's not going to give up. You can bet on that, but he has to be disappointed in seeing these Fords running in the front right now. There is Elliott and Harry Gant. Mark Martin is telling his crew that he's going to try to push Terry Labonte out in front, and where he goes, Mark Martin is going to go.
Oh, man.
Well, Terry Labonte has been in the thick of several last lap finishes here at Talladega, has not been victor in either one of them, but he's been in the middle of several of those races right down to the wire. And he'd certainly like to come out in front.
We talked about hand signals at the beginning, or during the show we talked about hand signals. If Labonte could just talk to Mark Martin person to person for 5 seconds right now, they could win the race. But I don't know if they can figure it out using their hands through the rear window and the windshield.
If Terry Labonte, a number 11, can win this race, it'll give Junior Johnson his first Superspeedway win since Neil Bonnet did it at Rockingham in 1986. Right now, Labonte runs second, and Mark Martin, who has never won a Winston Cup race, is third. And what do you suppose is going through his mind at the moment? Now, there are the first three, but back in 4th, 5th, and 6th position are Neil Bonnet, Morgan Shepherd, Darrell Waltrip, and Ken Schrader.
Yeah, that Waltrip and Schrader have broken loose from that pack behind him and have caught Morgan Shepherd. Morgan had lost the draft of the front three cars, so you have two threesomes that are running up front about 3 seconds apart.
There are 3 laps to go around this 2.66-mile racetrack. We're watching 4th, 5th, and 6th. Shepherd, Darrell Waltrip, and Ken Schrader. And now we show you an interval back to another pack of cars, and there they come. More cars involved in this freight train down the backstretch. Jerry Punch has a comment on Terry Labonte in 2nd position at the moment.
Just spoke with Junior Johnson. He said this last time by, he just turned Labonte loose. I'm not going to talk to you again until we go to victory lane. Said it's all yours, big boy. Take the Budweiser car and go to the front. Said you beat that 28 in the line twice on caution flags today. Do it one more time, and I'll meet you in victory lane. Junior said, I'm not going to talk anymore. It's all yours.
Less than 2 laps to go, Jerry, before we'll have a winner in the Winston 500. It is Davey Allison up front, followed by Terry Labonte and Mark Martin.
Since the green flag came back out, Bob, the fans have been on their feet. None of them has sat back down. They're waiting for the outcome of this thing, and it is going to be exciting.
1 1/4 laps. That's all. 1 1/4 laps. About 55, 60 seconds, about 1 minute.
And they're still scrambling for position behind the leaders. As Rusty Wallace is right there, but it is do or die time for these first 3 cars. They cross the stripe and get the white flag. There is 1 more lap to go.
Now what has to happen here is that Terry Labonte has to pull out and Mark Martin go with them. They got to build up some momentum together if they have any shot at moving around Davey Allison. They might not even be able to build up that much momentum.
Down the backstretch for the final time. Terry Labonte is looking right, looking left. Can't find the opportunity he needs. Davey Allison is right there in the middle of the racetrack. Let's see what Terry Labonte can do, if anything, and what Mark Martin can do. It could be that they'll just have to stay in line and finish this way. Here they come into the tri-oval.
The slow car will help. The slow car will help Davey Allison. Move over, Davey. Get some air.
Let's watch. It's Davey Allison coming to the stripe. Terry Labonte right behind him. I don't think he's going to do it. No. Davey Allison wins the Winston 500 with Terry Labonte second. And Mark Martin in 3rd position.
Well, Robert Yates has won this race as a car owner. He's talking to the Motor Racing Network right now. And Robert, congratulations, Robert, you did it.
I'm happy. Guys are just the best. You know, it's been tough, but this is great.
Hey, what about what you told me before? You said, boy, that Shepherd has got just too much leg. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. What happened to all
I
that?
don't know, but something must have happened to him because he'd been awful strong, and here we are. Can't really believe it.
First victory of 1989. How does it feel?
First victory all by myself with the best bunch of pit crew and sponsor, Davey Allison, that anybody's ever had.
Well, they've got to go real quick because they want to go to victory lane, and believe me, they know where it is.
Davey Allison won the Winston 500 by running the last lap at 193.455 miles an hour. He needed it to hold off the challenge of Terry Labonte and Mark Martin. As he goes to victory lane, we'll take another break. And Davey Allison has won the Winston 500. We go to victory lane, where our winner's circle interview is being brought to you by America's best-selling replacement battery, the Sears Die Hard. Here's Jerry Punch.
Well, they are celebrating here in Alabama. Davey Allison, congratulations on a super victory.
Thank you, Jerry. I just want to tell you one thing. I love Robert Yates. This is his first win as a car owner, and he's the greatest. You know, there's just so many people we ought to thank that have been great. The whole team has done a super job, but there's a couple of special people out there I want to say hello to. Ray Fox Sr. had an operation, open heart surgery this week, and he's recuperating down in Florida right now. And a friend of mine, Jimmy Green at home, he's watching on television.
Now, the restrictor plate was not a popular piece of equipment before the day started, but a lot of drivers of this kind of competition have got to like it. You got to be a fan all of a sudden.
Well, I tell you, Robert and all the guys at the engine shop have just done a super job working with the restrictor plate on the dyno. And I tell you, I owe it all to them. I got the easy job. I get to sit out there and steer this great driving race car.
You talk about an easy job. Now, what was going through your mind those last 3 or 4 laps? Here's Labonte, and there's Martin. Both of them are in strong mounts.
Well, you know, the last race I won here, Terry finished second, and I was worried about him then, too. And I was worried about him today because he looked awful strong out there.
Now, you did a little pick and roll there on the end of pit road one time, trying to fake him out, trying to fake Shepherd. You thought you could get him to make a pit stop late in the race?
Well, I was trying to get a couple of those guys out of the line, trying to fake them off. But these guys are all smart, and that's why they're on the Winston Cup circuit, and they knew what was going on.
Got to be even more special because your dad, Bobby, who won this race a few years ago, is here to see you win it. He is not down in victory lane, but trying to get here. He was up in the suite watching it. He's got to be in tears right now.
No, and there's a lot of my family here, but most importantly, my dad, because he's the one that made this all possible for me. He's the one that gave me the background, and he's up there, and I love him to death. Him and my mom both.
Take it home, Alabama. Davey Allison back in victory lane, winning the Winston 500. Bob?
He won the Winston 500 in 1987, and he comes home with the victory here today, giving Ford its first win of the 1989 Winston Cup season. On the top 5 finishers in the Winston 500, Davey Allison, Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, Morgan Shepherd finishes in 4th place, and Darrell Waltrip was in 5th. And there are the second 5 as we have concluded an extremely exciting afternoon of competition here at Talladega Superspeedway. The Winston Cup point standings unofficially, Dale Earnhardt leads with Darrell Waltrip second, and Jeff Bodine, Alan Kowicki, and Rusty Wallace. My thanks to Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, Jack Arute, and Dr. Jerry Punch for their help this afternoon. We'll see you on Speed Week Thursday night at 7:30 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway next Sunday for time trials. For now, this is